Hip hop has been trash this year, but is hip hop really dying? Or am I just getting old? Last decade, hip hop became the most popular genre in America, and while that's definitely an amazing achievement, some people are questioning if the genre has already peaked. It took 7 months for hip hop to get its first #1 album with Lil Uzi Vert's last project, and as of this recording, hip hop still hasn't had a single reach #1 yet. 2023 has definitely been a down year for the culture, and now comes the question if this is a moment where fans should be worried, or if this is just another natural dip. A lot of people, including myself, have spoken on how bad hip-hop has been this year, but some have gone as far as to say that hip-hop is dying. And that's when I ask, is hip-hop actually dying, or are we just getting old? I want to be fair with this video, so I want to try to give the view of fans, old and young. I feel like a lot of people, when they have these conversations, they forget to look in the mirror. Hip-hop has always had its issues, even since the beginning of the genre, and hip-hop has always mainly been for young people, which is really annoying now since I'm the one that's getting old. The older generations always look down on the generations that come after them in all aspects of life. For me, being born in the mid-90s and growing up in the early 2000s, I strongly consider my generation to have the best cartoons, athletes, toys. Everything was better when I was growing up. Everyone feels that way, especially when it comes to music. People like NWA, Tupac, Eminem, Snoop Dogg. Today we look at people like that as legends, but back then, people called them problematic, cancers to society, and every music fan's favorite word, trash. Like, imagine being in the mid-90s and you're listening to Tupac, and then your dad or your uncle comes up and try to tell you that Sugar Hill Gang is real hip-hop. Remember the old saying, we're not against rap, we're not against rappers, but we are against those thugs. The old and young can never agree what's actually good for hip hop. I enjoyed it at the time because I was young, but rap in the mid 2000s was straight garbage. When I was in the 6th grade, you couldn't tell me that songs like Laffy Taffy, Crank That Soulja Boy, and Pulling Me Back by Chingy wasn't real hip hop. I was like 12 in the South. You think I'm trying to listen to some Nas? Remember when auto-tune hit the streets like crack? Busta Rhymes and Ron Browse should be in jail right now for what they did to A-Rap Money. And then I got to high school, and around 2010, 2011, when Lil B was blowing up, he was one of my favorite rappers to listen to, and I will argue with you to this day that when he actually wants to, he can rap. And then also around that time, that's when people was doing all these stupid dances. That's when the New Boys had the whole jerking movement going on, and people was wearing those stupid bright yellow jeans, skinny jeans. I hated all that. And then you had the Cat Daddy, Teach Me How to Dougie. That was my age group, and I hated all of that back then. But I was in a minority. Calling whatever's the current state of hip-hop trash is nothing new. I know it seems like a long time ago, but less than 10 years ago, do y'all remember when hip-hop was in its own civil war? Do y'all remember the mumble rappers versus the real rappers? It was old heads that thought the Migos were destroying rap music, and I feel like it's pretty safe to say that as of right now, the Migos are one of the greatest rap groups ever. The SoundCloud era with Lil Uzi and Lil Yachty, that was not that long ago. Lil Pump trash ass was not that long ago. I find myself listening to older artists that I already like. I turn 30 next year. I hate drill music. I don't care about what ops you got on your block. And y'all telling on yourselves. When did wearing a wire become cool? But why now are people starting to say that hip hop is dying? Even outside of chart success, it's a lot of reasons. The thing that pisses me off the most is the lack of creativity between rappers and producers. We're at a point now where they don't even really change the beat anymore. They just take a popular rap song from the 2000s and they might add a new drum to it. For example, I love Saweetie, blue chip prospect, but damn, I wish you would just take pictures. NLE Choppa recently pissed everyone off when he remade Hot in Here by Nelly. He was like, oh, y'all need to hear the whole song, just not the snippet. No, we don't. The problem with a lot of these younger rappers are they're rapping over classic songs that still get played today, and they're making them worse. They're not adding anything to it. They're not building off of it. They're just trying to take advantage of the fact that it's a popular song. Now, I'm not trying to sit here and tell producers and rappers that they can only rap over soul samples. I wish that was the case. All I'm saying is at least be creative with it. A lot of these younger rappers are doing exactly what everyone complains about in Hollywood when they just remake and reboot the same movie over and over again. How in the is Jamie Lee Curtis still getting harassed by Michael Myers? At first I thought I was tripping. I was like, damn, maybe it's because I'm old and the songs that I grew up on are now old enough that the younger generation wants to sample them. But then I realized it's just laziness. We're at a point where these aren't even new songs. They're just remixes. Another reason why I feel like people are saying that hip hop is dying is because nobody wants to be a rapper for the love or skill of it. The current state of hip hop seems like nothing more than a quick money grab. You got a bunch of people that don't know the history of rap, they don't care about the skill of rapping, they can't even perform. You got a bunch of people charging $100, $200 tickets, not even counting service charge fees, just to watch them sing karaoke. I just want to focus on the newer rappers real quick. How many current rappers would you say that you consider them to be album artists? Not many. I like Lil Durk. Do I think Lil Durk puts a lot of thought and time into his projects? Not at all. ESTG? Not at all. NBA Youngboy? Hell no. And I could go on and on. I feel like the thought process behind a bunch of rappers today is pretty simple. They'd be like, oh, we got a festival coming up. I'm gonna just record a bunch of songs. I'm gonna throw them together and I'm gonna say, this is my album. One of them got a hit. And then on top of that, with this streaming era, we see so many artists today putting out 20-song albums and every song is like 2 minutes. Now, I think music streaming has ruined the industry in general, but that's a video for another day. I don't even know why anybody would want to be a rapper at this point. It's no money in this. In case you don't know, I'm going to assume you're either stupid or you're really young, but a lot of these rappers don't actually have money, or at least the money that they try to give off. If they wanted my advice would be for somebody would be to make a bunch of songs, hope that one of them goes viral, and once it goes viral, transition to something else. Either go box with Jake Paul and them, or go start her OnlyFans. Like I saw that Ice Cream So Good, light-skinned, dark-skinned girl says she's putting out more music. Why? Hip hop is just a bunch of clout chasers that want money. Because of the internet and social media, we're at a point where we don't really create stars anymore. Ice Spice may be the latest example of a rap star, but it has nothing to do with her music. I feel bad for bashing her because she seems like a really nice girl in her interviews, but she can't rap. But the way she looks, generational talent. She is a franchise caliber player, but I don't see her making music 5 years from now. Outside of her, it seems like we get a new hot rapper every single day. They're here at one moment, gone the next. A lot of these rappers don't care about hip hop culture, so they don't have anything to add. It seems like they think you should like them just because. I used to want to be a hip hop journalist, but I'm so glad I grew out of that passion. I can't tell you how many interviews I've seen over the last few years where artists will come in, sit down, and act like they don't want to talk. I don't have the patience for that. Once that generation of Kendrick, Cole, and Drake leaves, this culture is cooked. A bunch of these newer acts won't be able to perform 20 years from now. Lil Baby is great, but I feel like we still need more time to see what happens with him. I don't agree with it, but some people are already saying that he fell off. We just have to wait and see. It's really unfortunate that we'll never know just how big XXXTentacion, Pop Smoke, Juice WRLD, among other artists, just how big they would be. Like, I was a big Juice WRLD fan. I love Juice WRLD music. I thought Juice WRLD was so talented. I wasn't a big XXX or a Pop Smoke fan, but I feel like it would be ignorant to ignore their fan base and the movement that they had going. It just sucks that we'll never know. All in all, I feel like hip hop is just evolving the way it always does. Nas said back all the way in 2006 that hip hop is dead. And then right after that, we got Drake, Kendrick, Cole, Wale, Big Crit, Mac Miller, Tyler the Creator, Wiz Khalifa, Meek Mill, so on and so on. Is hip hop dying? To me, no. But I am nervous about the fact that it hasn't been a younger artist to clearly take the torch from those last big three. That's a problem. But thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new here. We talk about a bunch of different things on this channel. What are your thoughts on this topic? If you're a younger person, if you're 23, 24 or younger, do you think this is a topic that the old people just need to shut up? And if you're older like me, do you think that we're just truly in a bad state right now? Let me know in the comment section below. Love you guys. Tell someone you love them. I go by Genesis. Until next time, see you in the next life.